Welcome to IIOCS.com Food Tech Club. Today's topic is Introduction to Food Technology. The terms food science and food technology are often used synonymously. Okay, so food science and food technology, they are used alternatively. Okay, so what is food science? So food science is the application of the basic sciences to study the physical, chemical and biochemical nature of foods and the principles of processing. Students, understand properly, we study the basic science. Okay. So what do we study here? We study the basic science that is behind the properties of the food. So what are those properties we are studying in food science? The first one being the physical property, where we are studying the structure, color and then texture or viscosity of the food. Okay, in chemical property we will be studying the chemical composition of the food. That might be the carbohydrates, fats, lipids and other derivatives of such compounds. So all these things we will be studying in food science. And the last one being biochemical nature of foods. So what does biochemical means? So we know that chemical nature involves all the composition of the food, right? In biochemical nature, it is all those components of food like carbohydrates, fats and all, how does it affect our body? So that we will be studying in biochemical nature of foods. So after studying all these things, we will be applying this knowledge to know the principles of processing the food, right? So we process and have do we have the raw food like that itself? No, we have to know how to properly process it so that to retain the maximum nutrition and have the favorable attributes of the food, right? So we gaining all this knowledge, we will be studying about principles of processing. So these things we will be studying in food science. Then what about food technology? Food technology is a branch of food science that deals with production, processing, preservation, packaging, marketing and quality control of the food products. So what, students? So in food technology, we apply the knowledge of food science to get the food products commercialized. So to commercialize, what should we do? So we have to produce one product, right? So in that we have to do the production. So in production we will be designing a product. Okay, so designing a product and a process method, and then we will be processing that particular product, and then we have to find the preservation method. Okay, so we have to extend the shelf life of the food in order to supply it to all the people and in order to have it for long term, right? For that we have to use preservation. Okay, then so in that preservation itself we have one more thing that called packaging. So packaging also matters a lot to preserve food, and also packaging gives you the convenience required. Okay, so after it is packaged, the food is marketed. So in marketing the food, so what do? So you commercialize it and you may make it reach to the consumers. Okay, so all these things are constantly controlled by the quality control system. Okay, so we have to make sure that every step of every individual stage is going properly with the proper quality. Okay, that work is done by the quality control system. So the food technology is nothing but application of the knowledge we have gained in food science. Okay, yes. Now let us see, to study all these things, all the physical, chemical and biological biochemical properties of food, what all subjects do we need? Okay, so food science brings together multiple scientific disciplines. So it incorporates concepts from fields such as chemistry, physics, physiology, microbiology and biochemistry and so on. Okay, you have engineering and other subjects too. Okay, basically all these concepts we are using to gain knowledge, deeper knowledge about the food. Okay, yeah. So who does all this, who studies all this knowledge? So this is studied by the food scientists. Okay, food scientists study more fundamental phenomena. So why do they study all these things? That is to get a very good product. Okay, so whatever they study, that is directly linked to the production of food products. Let me give one example here. In 1912, a French scientist called Maillard, so Camille Maillard, so he invented the non-enzymatic browning. So you students, you must be knowing about what is non-enzymatic browning, right? So in all bakery products, breads, buns, cakes, you see one brown layer, right? That brown layer is caused by the reaction of carbohydrates and the amino acids. That is why you get the brown color. So that property was studied by Maillard. Okay, the scientist called Louis Maillard. So because of that, we are able to develop so many techniques in the bakery technology. Okay, also the caramelization technique. So many caramel products are there because of that product. So that food scientist has developed one theory. So taking that theory, we have developed new products, right? That is why the study of the fundamental phenomena always directly linked to the production of food products. Okay, are you able to connect it now? So it is interlinked. So what does the food technologist do? So they develop new product, they improve existing food products, and they set standards for the production, packaging and marketing of food. Okay, so the combined activities of food scientists and technologists include development of new products, then they design the process to produce these products, and then they have to make the choice of proper packaging material. Packaging material is very important. Okay, so packaging material has various activities, like it has to make sure that shelf life is maintained, and also the product shouldn't be damaged, and the packaging material should be very convenient to the consumers. Like this, the choice of packaging material matters a lot for the consumers. Okay, next, shelf life studies has to be done. So what do we do in shelf life study? Once the product is prepared and it is packed, so it is kept in one place for days together. So every day the microbiological load, okay, and the proper different sensory properties of that product is studied. Okay, based on that, a particular shelf life is set to that product. Okay, then sensory evaluation of product is done. This is very important. Why? So the food product, whatever we produce, should be acceptable by the consumers. Okay, they should be loving to eat that. Otherwise, there is no point of producing a new product, right? So sensory evaluation is one of the main steps. So sensory evaluation of product using survey panels. So survey panels will have different people in a panel, so they will have different perspective, right? each person will have different perspective. Taking all their suggestions, they will give one standard result about the product. Okay, if it is acceptable, then the product will be commercialized. As well as microbiological and chemical testing. Of course, as I told, so microbiological load should be tested, and also the chemical properties of the food should be tested. Okay, so now the next one. Let us see the scope of food science and technology. Okay, we should know what is the scope of food science and technology. So we all know that the concept of processed food has caught the imagination of consumers in recent years because of their enhanced convenience, variety, nutrition, and taste. Right? Then this swelling consumerism has seen the introduction of a range of new products. So we have a lot of new products like ready to eat snack foods, breakfast cereals, textured vegetable protein foods. So all these are convenient food. It is convenient, it is ready to eat means you just take the food and have it, right? You don't need to waste your time in cooking, right? So all these are very important innovations. Okay, yeah. So based on this such convenient products,